Hi guys, I'm going to read my poem Skinless from Boyne Berries 27. Big thanks to you, Orla Faye and Michael Farry and all involved putting this particular edition together and this virtual launch. Skinless. Rain down gentle on skinless bone, into hands cupped, waiting. Lay yourself bare, barer than an eagle stripping flesh amid talons. Hear the silence of rabbit screams caught between grass blades still warm with mist. Colour moonbeams in your symphony, beneath this canopy of greening ferns. By High King's throne, melt to grazed grass, reveal your rawness paring residue of the distant river. Step into light shimmers with each footfall earthing. Illuminate scar by scar born, mapping part memoir only. Fragmented in years yet weaving whole, like white gold reflecting own beauty as constellation. Adoration, aurora borealis, captivating eyes to gaze. Inhale each unwritten possibility and bathe in your alluring flow, finding frequency perfectly attuned to this inner dance, towing banquet mounds, backless, barer than bare, ready.
Richard W. Halperin reads Irish Grey. There is green, of course, and all those other colors, but for me, grey is Ireland. Irish grey brings out the colors in everything. Paris grey is a vibration of light. Sometimes it hurts the eyes, the glare of it. Irish grey is soft. Ireland and Paris. I have lived in other places, but grey has little to do with them. Paris grey is what it is. Irish grey falls on me like a sorrow.
Hello, great to be a part of the Trim Literary Festival and the launch of Boyne Berries 27. Thanks to Orla Faye for arranging it all. Stitching. Here, rabbits have button eyes, and kids on cushions stare at stars. No one cries or fights. She never shouts, stumbles, and bangs the wall, but quilts, cushions, creatures grow from her hands. Wool sky, cotton seas, elegant patterns or plain lines, pictures gentle on the eye when hand and brain combine. The grass grows golden, the summer nights glow forever, until a child's head expands, a pumpkin filling the heavens, spangling on a cosmic quilt. Her needle threads a prophet, her path is strewn with garments. Those scars upon her wrist are empty wells in the desert. A stitch is her mother's voice, a desiccated prayer, her father's deaf advice that his girls lost the thread forever. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Marek Kazimans. I'd like to say thanks to Orla and the Boyne Writers Group for accepting this little poem. It's called Sign of the Times. Barely avoided a mountain, threatening black suit and tie. Behind him a tiny man, his a symbol for a name. Our eyes locked, we had a moment, mine of recognition. His was pure terror, not knowing what I'd do. He expected the worst, a sign of the times. In hindsight, I should have hugged him, should have said he should stay away from the purple rain. Thank you.
Hello, Honor Duff here. I'm going to read my poem called Sisters, and it's about the Gore sisters. I never wished to be his poem's gazelle, ruled by the stag, one of a passive herd, neither did she, as history would tell. At Lissadell we had beauty and grace, but he wished that we would stay forever caught in the amber of that time and place. And who would wish to be that meek gazelle? His later verses turned us into harridans. Can lovely women not be warriors as well? She followed Cupid's past as best she could. I preferred Sappho's secret ways, but each chose our own weapons for the country's good. What were the loss of looks compared to fight, all for our dual cause? She took rebellious gun. I strove to change forever women's right to vote, to take an equal part, stand up at any cost, chose to be builders, politicians, poets, show that our terrible beauty never can be lost. Thank you.
Hi, this is Anne Callan reading a short fiction piece from Boyne Berries 27 for the online Trim Poetry Festival on the 5th of June. Wishing everybody best of luck with it and happy festival. Linda is out in a new frock, a tad overdressed for the surroundings, but tonight she is a woman on a mission. Karen is propped at the bar, keeping a seat in the lounge of the village pub. She lets out a low whistle as Linda approaches. "You look smoking hot. Are you off somewhere later?" she says. "Nope," says Linda, ordering a gin and tonic from Dolly, the lady of the house. The ice clinks in the glass as Linda sips. Its effervescence sparkles like the diamond cluster on her ring finger. They chat idly to Dolly about the stretch in the evenings as the lounge fills up with regular barflies and Friday evening revellers. The Guinness tap emits a low hiss as they exchange tales about their week. Occasionally Dolly goes to the bottom of the stairs, hollers skyward, "Harvey, will you come down, please?" He never appears until after the 9 o'clock news. Cigarette smoke clouds the air, suffused with a whiff of perfume. "Looks like there'll be a sing-song later," Karen says, eyeing a trio of fellows from another village. 2 of them carry little cases like gangsters in an old movie. They settle in an alcove, unpack their instruments. "Hugh's in the bar," Dolly says presently. She refers to Hugh Randalls, property developer, house builder, home improver, never out of work, the sort of man who'd slap a fat pay packet on the kitchen table every Friday evening. An attentive son, his mother's house is done to the nines, no leaks or drafts, spotless. His bungalow is next door, modest, in comparison to some of the mansions he builds for other people. Linda is engaged to Hugh and is no closer to becoming a missus than she was this time 2 years ago. Right now, Hugh is dealing with a problem. He is distributing wages to his men who take their pay with gratitude, simultaneously watching a game of pool, tenor at stake. "Your P45 is there," he says to a man called Joe, handing him a brown envelope embossed with deductions. Joe is taken aback, stammers that he doesn't understand. "I think you do," says Hugh. A youth pots the black to great applause. "You're signing on," he says. A sharp intake of breath, and Joe begins to protest. "Not on my firm," Hugh says, cutting him short. "I run a legit operation." The sacked man mumbles something inaudible as a dropped coin releases the balls for the next game. Hugh exits, crosses the small hall and enters the lounge. Linda's eyes flicker with joy as he takes up position behind her, relaxed, foot on the rung of her stool, hand in pocket. "Give us a round, Dolly," he says, indicating his fiancée and Karen and others in the vicinity. His largesse is legendary. Dolly's habit of taking her time doesn't apply to him. There was a rumour once that Dolly and Hugh had a thing going, way before Linda came on the scene. Linda doesn't believe it. Dolly is at least 15 years older, for God's sake. All the same, the drinks are served up straight away, with a smile, no less. Conversation is animated. All the talk is the proposed smoking ban. The airwaves were full of it all week. It'll never happen, Dolly says, lifting an ashtray full of butts and flinging the contents in the pedal bin beneath the counter. A mellow ballad starts up. A guy hangs on the periphery of the musicians. He's been in before. Who's your man? Karen asks. She thinks he is good looking, in an oddball sort of way. Hugh knows him. His name is Stuart. Stuart gets the feeling he's being talked about, moves towards them. Hugh offers him a drink. He takes a glass of harp. Hugh talks about having to let Joe go. I need a good sparky, he says. Can't help you there, Stuart says. He is vague about his work. Later, in the Ladies with Linda, Karen reckons he has a desk job, but doesn't want to admit it in Hugh's presence. They giggle about Hugh's macho man image. He seems in awe of you, she says. A woman asks Linda have they set a date yet. You'll be the first to know, Linda says curtly. Hugh Randall's is worth waiting for, says the woman. Linda momentarily detests Hugh for this humiliation at the hands of a nosy Parker, brave on alcohol. She has the money saved long ago. It will be the wedding of the year when it comes to pass. Harvey comes behind the bar to lend a hand. The balladeers amp it up. Mercifully, no one else mentions her big day. After midnight, the music fades, the lights dim, and ordinary folk go home to their beds. Harvey pulls himself a pint, first one of the evening, and sits under the brass plaque which says Bullshit Corner. Muddled thoughts swarm Linda's mind. Tonight she wants to get Hugh home early, fool around for a bit, get him to do some serious talking. It is time to concede that he doesn't want a big showy wedding. Dolly holds her glass under the vodka optic, fills a double. She comes out from behind the bar, puckers her lips round a silk cut purple. It has all the hallmarks of a late night. The forthcoming plan to ban smoking in pubs still consumes them. Hugh suggests to Linda that she and Karen go home with the local Jarvey. She casts a jaded eye on the remaining stragglers, a few card players, that guy Stuart and Harvey. Do you mind, love? I've had a busy week, and that business with Joe. It is pointless to argue, so she agrees it's a good idea. After all, it's only a game of cards and nonsense talk, he assures her. At home, Linda sinks down on her bed, peels off her stockings, not caring if her ring gets caught in the fine, silky nylon.